let's start off with Cory Booker. Okay, let's start off with Cory Booker. Cory Booker's idea of trying to get visibility and attention is to try to have a speech where he disrupts what happens in our legislative branches and tries to talk as long as he possibly can. He said he's going to talk till he doesn't have a voice anymore. All right. So I'm going to explain to you, in my opinion, what I think is going on. But before I do that, I have to actually share with you what is going on with Cory Booker and his filibuster-like speech. And that's what they're describing it like. They're describing it as a filibuster-like speech, okay? So this is what Cory Booker had to say and why he's trying to go viral. I think he's failing, but I'm going to give him a little bit of visibility. Cory Booker, ladies and gentlemen, this is what he had to say and what's going on with him.
This is a live look at the Senate floor in Washington, D.C. right now. And there you see Senator Cory Booker. He is speaking on the Senate floor. This is a marathon speech. He actually started speaking at 7 o'clock last night. So we're talking more than 12 hours, more than 13 hours at this point. The senator from New Jersey says the nation is in a crisis and that he plans to keep talking until he can't talk anymore. In the beginning, he shared that his goal is to disrupt the normal business of the Senate in an effort to draw attention to his concerns with the Trump administration. Let's listen in briefly.
And one of the voices that just sticks into my hand is a man who was a white guy from the military who just said, I fought battles, I think it was Afghanistan, and I am offended by his staking a knee. But the very reason I fought was so that he would have the freedom to do it. And so I came back. I was there on October 7th, and I have very hurt, strong feelings about what's going on over there and urgent desires to end the nightmare, to bring people like Idan home, to end the nightmare for so many Israelis and Palestinians. And I find some of the things people are saying so unhelpful to the crisis and to the moral truths that I believe in. But I will fight for people's rights. And so here is a situation where you see video and it just doesn't seem like who we are. If you're revoking somebody's visa, make a phone call, tell them that you have 30 days to leave, but there should be due process. You should have to prove your claims in court. If this person is somehow lying with some kind of enemy, prove it. But what I saw there doesn't reflect the highest ideals. God, if this Constitution was easy, it wouldn't be worth the paper it's written on. And so I love my friend because she wades into some difficult waters, but she's guided by the oath that she took to defend the Constitution. And in these complex and difficult times, she's standing up. And I tell you, when we were in the immigration section last night, or earlier, I should say, we read the most painful stories.
The reason why we have a massive debt in America, lots of people should take ownership over it, but the biggest debt creator in the last, say, 25, 30 years is the President of the United States, current one.
So wait. You're telling me that Congress actually controls the purse strings of America. Their main job, for those of you guys that may not be familiar, the main job of Congress is to support or to fund the federal government. They're the ones that determine what gets passed, what doesn't get passed. That's why we have 3 branches of government that it has to go through. And as a matter of fact, it's so funny because during Trump's first presidential term, one of the reasons that he couldn't get done any of the things that he's getting done now is because we didn't control all 3 branches of government. So he's basically pushing off responsibility to justify exactly how we've had fraud, waste, and abuse all of these different years, right? Now that Trump has brought in a team and brought in experts that's willing to sacrifice their own well-being to then get to the point to where we solve for all of the problems that's happening in America, now we have a problem. Now they want to stand up. But let me tell you what this is. And I want to play a little bit more just so we can get the full context. This is really them, Democrats, trying to figure out how they can go viral. Their entire last two months, the last 2.5 months, the only thing that Democrats have been doing, and this is the honest to God truth, objectively, you guys have to admit this, even if you are on the right, even if you're on the left, they have no power, zero power. And so now they're listening to people in the comments. I've never seen Democrats look at what's going on in the comments right now as much as they have. What people are basically saying on social media platforms is, Democrats, do something, do something, do something. Well, y'all lost the election. So instead of working across the aisle, because my idea of do something is you actually do work with the Republicans to execute on the mandate that the majority of American people actually want in America. And they voted this past November and they said what they wanted. And that's why Trump won every single swing state. Instead, what they think is doing something is basically wasting your time, wasting bandwidth, wasting live stream moments, and they become in real time live streamers. They become Kai Cenat, IO Speed, and DDG. They are trying to get their numbers up. They're trying to get their subscribers up. They're trying to go viral. They're doing anything for attention. Jasmine Crockett has changed the entire way that she speaks. Even people on the Democrat side is saying, you know what? I'm not really so sure that's the real Jasmine. I'm not so sure that that's the real Jasmine. Why should we believe what we're seeing? And why are people having a problem with Jasmine Crockett? Well, the reason that they're having a problem with Jasmine Crockett is because that's not the real her. And so every chance that she get, F them, and this and that, and yeah, this. All they doing, every single Democrat, honest to God, the only thing that they're doing is they're trying to go viral. So Cory Booker's idea of going viral is to say, you know what? I'm going to just talk until I can't talk anymore, until my voice goes out. I'm going to stand with the American people, and this is what I'm going to do. So since 7 o'clock last night p.m., I'm just going to be talking, and I'm just going to fall out because I really love the American people. This is called job security, ladies and gentlemen. This is called job security. They are trying to make sure that they secure their position, even though the Democrat Party as a whole is continuing to plummet in favorability, satisfaction surveys, their likability, their popularity, whether or not people approve of the job that they're doing is tanking across the board. So they are in a fight or flight situation, and this is a save yourself moment. This is a save yourself moment. How can I go viral to get visibility so that I can make sure that I preserve my seat in whatever respective branch that I'm employed as? They don't expect to change the law. They don't expect for anything to happen. They know what is going to happen. As a matter of fact, the courts recently ruled, and see, you don't hear Democrats say anything about this because Jasmine Crockett was saying, and we're beating Trump in court. We're getting the victories. No, you're getting the victories in the courts that were appointed judges according to the Obama administration. But when it goes up further in an appeals process, they're losing. And recently, Trump and Elon Musk won when they appealed it further. The ones that they said that they lost, they won when they said that, okay, well, y'all now have the ability to be able to eliminate all of these departments within the USAID. So the people that they thought was getting their jobs back actually don't even get their jobs back. They don't get their jobs back. So now they're wasting government money. They're wasting lawsuit money. They're wasting all of this money, and they're tying up what is inevitable in the courts instead of working with Republicans to figure out how they can proactively put themselves in the best position, making sure that they're working on the behalf of the constituents, maybe even trying to get them different jobs, getting job placement services, making sure that they talk to the people that work in these government offices to ensure, hey, listen, make sure you're valuable, make sure you can actually show your worth, this and that, so on and so forth. So instead of doing that, instead of working with people, instead of trying to proactively find a fraud, waste, and abuse so they can help Elon Musk constructively find the savings and figure out exactly what's going on, because you would think that since they control the purse strings, that they would actually want a balanced budget and have a budget surplus so that we can actually do things for the American people, that we want to lower taxes, which increases the value of living and the cost savings and the power of the dollar and all of that. But instead of them doing that, all they doing is just going viral. Like Cory Booker right here.
In his first term, by blowing massive holes in our deficits to give tax cuts that went way disproportionately to the wealthiest Americans and corporations. And he wants to renew those tax cuts that independent budget folks are saying could add trillions of dollars to our national deficit. So if he's talking about the debt clock or whatever he was talking about, he is a part of an administration, even though he's unelected and not approved by Congress and whatever.
Similar to the judges that's trying to stop Trump from doing the things that he's doing, but it's okay.
He and his president, the richest man in the world, and the most powerful man in the world together, they're driving an agenda that's going to drive this deficit much bigger, and they're going to try to pay for some of it, not all of it, because it's trillions of dollars of projected debt. They're going to try to pay for some of it by cutting.
You don't even know what he's saying.
No matter how flawed the system is, how cruel the circumstances, humanity will always shine through.
Senator, I have been listening to many of your hours of.
But the president we have right now doesn't seem to be coming to this body with any kind of bold bipartisan legislation to solve the problems of our nation, to cobble together the common ground of this country on immigration. No, he is not acting like that. He is using language like presidential primacy. He's defending his corrupt practices in immigration by saying things like presidential primacy. He's invoking the Alien Enemies Act. He's evoking the Alien Enemies Act.
So if you like to hear nails on the chalkboard, if you are one of those people that found pleasure in listening to boring professors in your college studies and your courses, if you actually looked forward to first hour and it wasn't gym in high school, then you would 100% enjoy Cory Booker. For the rest of us that actually care about what's happening in democracy and what's happening in real life, and that we really have jobs, we find Cory Booker to be absolutely abysmal.